Hello guys, welcome back to our channel's PSLE Math Lab. Today we are having an interesting numeric manipulation question, which is to find the value of the sum of the series, which is 3/4 plus half plus 1/3 plus 2/9 plus dot 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 plus 32 divided by 729. So how should we tackle this kind of problem? The first thing is don't panic, and we need to find the patterns and relationships between the terms, and it normally belongs to either the arithmetic series or geometric series. Now let's look at what is arithmetic series and what is geometric series. So arithmetic series is a series where the difference between the two consecutive terms is the same. So here for the sample series we can see difference is d, and also difference between second and third term is d. So here the constant difference between consecutive terms is d. And for geometric series, it's a series where the ratio between two consecutive terms is the same. So here we can see the first term a times r, which is the second term's ar, and second term ar times r, which is ar squared, which is the third term. So the ratio between two consecutive terms is always r. Yeah. So now let's look at what is the relationship between the consecutive terms in this series. So here the first thing is 1 divided by 2 equals to 2 divided by 4. So the constant difference is negative 1/4. So 3/4 minus 1/4 equals to 2 divided by 4, which is half. Yeah. So now let's look at the difference between second and third term. Here is 3 divided by 6 minus 2 divided by 6, which is half minus 1/3, which is negative 1/6. So here we can see this cannot be a arithmetic series because the difference between the two consecutive terms is not constant. Yeah. So here is not arithmetic series. Then now let's look at whether it's a geometric series or not. Yeah. So we need to find the ratio. So we use the second term divided by the first term. Yeah. Divided by 3/4, which is equals to half times reciprocal of 3 over 4, which is 4 over 3. So here we have 2/3. Yeah, so the ratio between first and second term is 2/3. Now let's look at the second and third term. Yeah, so 1/3 divided by half equals to 1/3 times 2 is also 2/3. Yeah. And so forth. Yeah, so here we can tell this is actually a geometric series. So here you can see 1/3 times 2/3 equals to 3 times 3 equals to 9. So it is 2 nines. Yeah, so it's a geometric series. So now we are looking at how to find the sum of the geometric series. So first we use the s to represent the equation, and s is the value we need to find out. Then we are using the first equation multiply the common ratio. So we have 2/3 of s equals to every single term times the ratio, the common ratio, which is 2/3. And here we actually can find the pattern. So the first term times the ratio is the second term times the ratio is third term times the ratio is the fourth term, and also the second last term times the ratio is the last term. And then we are going to do a minus. So when we use the s minus 2/3 of s, right, we actually can cancel all these. Cancel, 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 and cancel. So here we are actually using this term, the first term minus the last term. So 1/3 of s equals to 3/4 minus 32 divided by 729 multiply 2/3. Yeah, and we are multiplying 3 on the both sides. So s equals to 3/4 times 3 minus 32 divided by 729 times the common ratio times 3. Yeah, and then here we cancel. So here equals to 9 divided by 4 minus 64. 32 times 2, 64 divided by 729, which is 2 plus 1/4, which is 9 divided by 4 minus 64 divided by 729. So for this minus, right, we need to find the common denominator of these two fractions, which is 2916. And here is 729 minus 4 times 64, 256. Yeah, that's how we get the 473. So the final answer is 2 and 473 divided by 2916. Now let's look at the tricks for solving this kind of numeric manipulation questions. The first thing is don't panic and always try to observe the patterns and relationships between two consecutive terms. Then determine whether it is an arithmetic series or a geometric series. The arithmetic series is where the two consecutive terms difference is always a constant. And for geometric series, is the ratio between two consecutive terms is always a constant. Yeah, and we are going to dive a little bit deeper on the sum for geometric series and arithmetic series. Now let's look at how to find the sum of the geometric series in a formula. So first thing, we write the first equation, s equals to the sum of the n terms of a geometric series. Yeah, then we use the first equation, multiply the common ratio r. So here is rs equals to, so here you can see the first term times r, the second term times r, squared. So on and so forth. We have the last term, ar to the power of n minus 1 times r, so equals to ar to the power of n. Yeah, and then we are using the second equation minus the first equation, and we realize we can actually cancel all this. Yeah, so ar can cancel, yeah, until here. So when we use the second equation minus the first equation, we are having r minus 1 times s equals to ar to the power of n minus a. Yeah. And then we are divided r minus 1 on the both sides. So s equals to ar to the power of n minus a divided by bracket r minus 1. So the a is the first term, r is the common ratio, n is the number of terms. Now let's go back to the tricks of this numeric manipulation question, and from the previous derivation, we can tell the sum of the geometric series is ar to the power of n minus a divided by bracket r minus 1, where a is the first term, r is the common ratio between the two consecutive terms, and n is the number of the terms. Yeah, and we also briefly touched the arithmetic series, and using this sample of 5 terms, right, we can tell the first term plus the last term and also the second term plus the second last term. The sum is constant, is 2a plus 4d. It is because the difference between the two consecutive terms is always the same. So we can tell the sum of this arithmetic series, right, is always the first term plus the last term multiply n. N is the number of the terms inside of the arithmetic series, and we need to divide it by 2 because in this bracket, right, we have the second term, we have the last term, it's 2 terms, we need to divide it by 2. Yeah, and thanks for watching. If you liked our videos, please give us a thumbs up and also subscribe our videos, and please also turn on the notification bell so you can watch our latest videos. Lastly, we have similar questions for those who are interested to try more. And if you are keen to know the answers, please post it in our comment section, and we will try to post the answers in the comment sections. And again, thank you for watching our videos, and see you next time.